All right, boys and girls, welcome to Ray Roberts State Park. We are sitting, believe it or not, 59 miles from the Dallas or Richardson home. And it's Friday afternoon, right before Easter, Good Friday. And Bodie and I snuck out today. We came up here to Ray Roberts to poke around a little bit. So we've got bass champs here 2 weeks from tomorrow. And I've got a work thing going on in Savannah, Georgia, which I'm really looking forward to. We can play a little golf, get to talk to some folks in the banking and the credit union business the weekend before Bass Champs. So I'm not going to get a chance to come over here and practice that weekend. So what we're going to do, we're going to go out and we're going to spend a little time today. We've already done that. I'm shooting the Central after we've done that. We're going to go out today, fish a little bit, hopefully fish a little bit tomorrow, and then maybe get back over here again either next Thursday or next Friday, just according to the weather. Today was not the ideal. Actually, yesterday was the ideal day to fish because the wind finally laid down, but I couldn't get over here yesterday. And tomorrow's still up in the air, and I'm not going to fish on Easter Sunday. So let's go to the water and see what we did there. I just started fishing the backs of the pockets. This is a couple of weeks after Cedar Creek, and we saw what those fish were just trying to start doing over there. The water is really, really churned up. The area of the lake I'm fishing is normally pretty clear. I'm down here around the dam. I just put in right here at the state park, and I didn't burn 4 or 5 gallons of gas. And what you saw was I went back there thinking I could look a little bit, and I couldn't because just too much wind's been blowing that water around. So basically all I did is I picked up a buzz bait and started going down the bank. I actually got stuck trying to get up into an area, turned around, picked up the buzz bait, just threw it as far as I could out across a flat that was not that deep, and this right here happened. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess. Ray Roberts. Ray Roberts and a buzz bait. And what looks like maybe a 5-pounder. Look at here. That fish smoked it. So gimme, Bodie the dog. Oh, he come off. Golly. Well, that was a solid 5-pounder. And I just pulled up down here and started throwing a buzz bait, trying to figure out if they're pre or post spawn. And I don't know yet, but that was a really good bite, really, really quick. We'll try some more. So that was my first fish. And then there was a little drain back in there right behind it. So I turned and I started working my way into that drain. And there were a bunch of laydowns in there, and I saw a fish move way back in there. There's some trashy grass. I'm pretty sure it's coontail under the water. I saw a fish move back there where I couldn't get to it. It was too shallow, but there was a bunch of little laydowns back there, and I pitched a sinker on the laydown, and this one right here swam off. Bodie the dog. Bodie, I got him here. Hey. Hey, old man. Look here. Oh, hey. Look. Oh, there he is. Oh, I didn't know he was up there, Daddy. So what I got here is I'm just in the back of a main lake pocket, and there's laydowns, super, and I threw that in the boat, by the way. Super shallow laydowns all over back here, and there's obviously fish back here in all different various stages of spawn, and it's 61, 62 degrees. So that first fish on that buzzbait was out just off a point. And when I say shallow, my power pole, it's not that deep. I mean, it's that shallow. And so I just power pole down. That first fish was on a Cinco. I'm switching to a D shad only so I can see it when I get in the water to know that I'm right around those laydowns. So I think I can catch a few fish back here. We're gonna try it again. So I thought when I caught that fish, there were about 10 of those laydowns right there in a row. And I thought, well, this is just gonna be easy. I can just go down these laydowns and pitch on them. And I did, and I didn't get bit again. Pitching on those laydowns like that, which really surprised me. They were real shallow, but the fish I caught was real shallow. So I turned and went and fished actually a couple of rocky banks, didn't get bit. Fished some more main lakey stuff, didn't get bit. Came back and flipped on some of that timber. Those of you who know Ray Roberts knows there's still some really, really good looking cedar trees and pole timber in every depth of water. But I really picked on that 3 to 8 foot cedar tree bush. Cedar trees, especially the ones that have broke off and fallen over. And I never had a bite doing that, which really surprised me. That's an old Richmond Chambers pre and post spawn deal. We used to catch some giants doing that. And maybe I was just in the wrong area. I don't know. I probably flipped 30 or 40 of those without a bite. So I ran to the back of another pocket, picked up my buzz bait, actually threw a frog a bunch around that real shallow coontail. And never had a blow up on it, never had a swirl on it. I thought I saw a fish move towards it, but he didn't commit to it if he did. So I turned, and again, almost identical to the way I caught that first good one. I turned and I fired that buzzbait out across just a little shallow pocket, and I'm telling you, it's way less than waist deep. It's probably just barely over your knee deep, and this one right here smoked it. Solid 3.5, 3 3/4 probably, something in that range. Just on a mud flat. Welcome to Ray Roberts. So that was another solid fish. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm onto something. So I ran about 7 more places like that. Never got another bite. Seems like I caught another fish that I'm not remembering. If I am, I'll put it in right here. But I ran around a corner then into a little area that the water's generally real clear in, and fishing my way through there, I thought I saw a fish. There was some of that coontail up there, and it's got, it's dirty, it's nasty from all the wind. And I thought I saw a fish in that coontail, and I got turned where I could see it at a little better angle to the sunshine, and I still didn't know for sure it was a fish. I just picked up my little Cinco and fished it over there, and when I did, I saw her turn, and I pulled it to her one hop and my line jumped. So that was just a little fish up there. Well, that's pretty unusual. So that fish right there, I thought I saw it. It's right in a little patch of that grass. And I just picked a Cinco over there, first pitch, and I saw her turn on it in my line. That is not usual to catch them on the very first cast. That one's obviously really green and not been messed with.
Kicking Bodie in the head. Don't bite it, Bodie.
Oops. I was talking that whole time and y'all didn't see it. Hopefully that back camera caught that. Fish is on the nest right there, and I saw it and I wasn't sure it was a fish. But I pitched my Cinco over there and I saw her turn on it, and I thought, well, that is a fish. So there's obviously some fish up here spawning. The water, you know, the wind for the last week has just blown and blown and blown. Look out, Bodie dog. Move, Bodie the dog. And this water is really jacked up color-wise. But I would say, so I've actually looked a little bit. It's really hard to see right now, at least in the part of the lake I'm at. But I'm going to say there's probably quite a few spawners going on right now. That is the first spawning fish I have pitched at this year, and it bit on the first cast. I would guess the area of the lake I'm on right now. So again, I'm fishing down on the main lake, which should be the latest fish on the lake to spawn. We're on or real close to a moon. It's the 15th of April. The water temp, by the way, today was high 50s, low 60s everywhere, at least where I was. I'm going to be willing to bet if you go up the arms on this lake, the fish are spawning hard, or maybe probably even some post-spawn fish. And that's what I'll do when I have more time. I literally only had about 3 hours this afternoon to do this. But so I went back in there and I caught that fish, and then I started working my way out and I saw a big fish. I don't know how big it was. It was, you know, it was 20 to 23 inches long. I'm gonna say it was a solid 4, and it might have been a 7-pounder. It was pretty deep. It was just outside, and I didn't see the fish till it was too late. It was just outside of that coontail today. I'm losing my mind, but it was just outside the coontail on the edge of a big stump. It was in a root ball, and it was obviously up there to spawn. And I saw that fish. I stopped for a second to see if it would come back. It didn't, so I let my power poles lift up and just let the wind blow me off, and made a big circle and came back around and set up the right distance from that fish, which for me is 20, 25, 30 feet. And although I couldn't see it real well, if that fish had moved back across there, I'd have seen it. And that fish never came back. So I don't know what happened there, but I obviously spooked that fish to the point it wouldn't come back. I think I could sneak back in there tomorrow and catch that fish, approaching it real stealthily. But that was it. And then I come off my power poles on that one, and actually that little coontail made a little point right there, and I turned around, I just pitched my Cinco off the edge of that point, and one more swim off with it. Same thing. Just a little point of grass right there. I just pitched that Cinco out there on it. Forward to beat it. Don't bite him, don't bite him. No, just give him kisses. I was gonna wonder why you smell fishy. So I had 4, 5, 6, 7 bites in 3 hours. There was a ton of fish shallow, and I wouldn't even be in what I would consider areas I would normally even tournament fish in. This was just kind of banging around. I needed to get out and stretch my fishing legs a little bit. I've had a lot of stress issues going on at work, and I just needed to get out and fish a little bit, and luckily I have a wife who lets me do that. So I had a good time today. Fun to get Bodie out, let him enjoy barking at other dogs and the birds and whatever he sees out there to bark at. Bodie certainly got his bark on today. And we will be, again, I'll be down here quite a bit the next week or so. So if you guys see me, please say hello. My report from Rayburn is it's pretty much spawns over down there. It's pretty well going into post-spawn. There are still some fish spawning, but the vast majority of the fish have spawned. You know what? I'll get Brian Branham this week, and we'll try to get you all the Rayburn report posted up on Thursday. So that's what we'll try to do for our video on Thursday this week. And we'll have some more fishing from Ray Roberts as well. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. And we'll see you guys later this week, I guess. Sorry about the wait.